All right, it's 107.5 WGCI. Of course, we are the WGCI Morning Show. Leon Rogers on the beach, Kendra G at the birthday party. I'm just in my basement, you know what I mean? And on the line right now, of course, checking in on the Zoom, we got Mr. Jonathan McReynolds. Good morning, sir.
What up?
Jonathan!
How you feeling? Hey, y'all.
How you feeling?
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Can I say this one thing real quick?
Yeah.
It's crazy how we're all in Chicago, but we can't all be in the same location.
Right.
Hey, well, actually, I'm in the LA right now.
Oh, you're not in Chicago? Okay.
Yeah, but no, I'll be in Chicago tomorrow. I just came out here real quick to grab some clothes.
Yeah. How you been dealing with
How
this?
you know you're doing it big? You got 2 houses.
Right.
2 houses.
Either I'm doing it big or I'm doing it dumb. I don't know.
How you been dealing with the pandemic? Like, how's it been affecting your everyday life?
It didn't affect it too much, man. You know, all my friends will let you know I'm kind of an introvert sometimes anyway. So, just kind of being at home, being busy. We got a lot of stuff going on. Just released a record. Got some more stuff coming. So, man, I've been busy, keeping to myself. Few friends, niece and nephew come through, but it's been pretty normal for me day to day.
Yeah, no question.
I love it. So you got People out right now. It's a dope EP. Now, obviously, you couldn't predict what was going to happen in the world with it being shut down, and then your album comes out. Like, was that disappointing to you?
I mean, it's weird, but when I listen to the record, I mean, y'all gotta check it out, man. Between People and Cathedral and Situation, all these songs, it's really weird. They they're like eerily relevant to where we're at right now. Of course, when I wrote them and recorded them, I wasn't thinking we were gonna be in any kind of pandemic. I never would have thought of that. But the songs are like so perfect for the time. It's as if God really knew and wanted to kind of give a soundtrack to this process, and maybe we could get free even while we're on lockdown.
A pandemic soundtrack. I hear that.
Yeah, I don't want that moniker forever, but still, man, it's perfect, man. We did a whole visual album and everything this time. So you can even go on YouTube and watch the 27-minute long music video that kind of ties all the songs together. That's something I've never done, something that doesn't happen in gospel too often. But even that was like perfectly tailored for a time when we all just chilling at home.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got the single out. I was just checking out the video for Moving On. You know what I mean? That's one of the songs on the project, obviously. Tell the people what it is we're moving on from.
Oh, man. So, I just told you I'm out here in California, man. And, when I turned 30, bro, like, I don't know if y'all had the same testimony. When I turned 30, everything flipped for me, man. I stopped caring about some of the stuff I cared about. I stopped worrying about some of the stuff I was worrying about. And so Moving On was kind of like my soundtrack, like I'm 30 and all this stuff, all these people, all these thoughts, I'm kind of like putting them in my rear view, man. I'm moving on. I even got a new place out here that I'm paying for no reason. And, all just to signify the fact that, there's some things I got to put behind me, man. Some mistakes I made, some lessons I learned, and, hopefully other people can resonate with that.
Jonathan, go ahead.
You talk about how I just heard you say something right there that really resonate with me, that you made mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And you coming back from those mistakes. What do you say to people that are older, that they ain't seen 30 in about 20 some years, and even when you're older, you still make mistakes? You being young, they might think it's kind of easy for you to say, hey, I bounce back from my mistakes. But what do you say to older people to give them inspiration when they go through something or they make mistakes like that?
Yeah, man. What's weird? All the songs I've written, I always be thinking it's for me and my friends and my generation. And then, it's people of all ages that are like, oh no, man, we got cycles too. We got limps too. We got pressures too, man. We got, we trying to move on too. It is a constant thing, man. It's not something that you just kind of like get delivered and start to master from, it's not like that, man. It's constant pursuit. And so when it comes to this Christianity thing, this faith thing, this life thing, I want people to really understand it is not about being perfect. It's about pursuing. God will do the perfecting if you do the pursuing. And just like any baby that's sitting there trying to walk and they keep falling, don't nobody get mad at them and say, you need to stop walking, baby. No, we root them. We root them on. We pick them up and say, come on, keep trying again. Because we know that once you get your legs up under you, you're going to have an amazing time, an amazing life. And so to anybody, no matter what age, man. We know people in the Bible and just people in real life or, normal current life that no matter what age, they've had their lives kind of flip and do some amazing things, some things they couldn't accomplish when they were 20 and 30. They learned by the time they were 40, 50. And we need y'all. We need the people who, have already seen their 30s, already seen their 40s to let us know, hey, there's a trap over there. I know she fine, but maybe you should turn left. I know that it looks enticing. Or I know that this money thing, this is cool to buy, but I want you to, learn from my mistakes. Listen, I think I read somewhere and it changed my whole idea of things, that we are all sometimes going to plant some seeds for a tree that we'll never actually see and be able to enjoy its shade. But that's the meaning of life, is that you are constantly doing things that are going to affect other people. You're going to affect generations down the line. You just got to do your part. Good, bad, and ugly. Leon, even some of the seeds that you have planted now, it's going to affect somebody later. You just might not be able to enjoy it.
The seeds of mistakes you planted now?
we got seeds all over the place. God.
By seeds, you mean children?
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, man.
So y'all saying my kids' mistakes now? That's what y'all saying?
No.
Okay, let's get it right. But we start flying rounds out here. Hold on.
I didn't pray to kids.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I was joking on some outside seeds, not your three children in the house.
Okay.
On the babies, he don't play.
How many got going on?
They almost had me come off the island, Josh.
I'm about to say, he about to change his background.
Jonathan,
no, man.
You know what? Do you feel any pressure to be a perfect human being or a perfect man, being that you are a gospel artist? And I feel like people have high standards for people in the gospel world. Like whenever we hear about something, if a pastor does something wrong, we're like, oh my God, the pastor did that. And we don't give a lot of grace because most humans give them expectations that they probably can't live up to. Do you feel the pressure to live as perfect as possible?
Yeah, of course. We got that pressure. I did an interview. I kind of went off on an interviewer yesterday because he asked a question that people have been asking on everything. We've been promoting the record. So I've done probably 50 interviews in the past, month or so. And they always ask, especially the gospel outlets, can you give an encouraging word to the people who are on the quarantine? And, I had to let them know. Now, normally I do come up with a real nice, sermon for them, some nice message. But I told them, I was like, you know what? I've been having to say so many good things. I've been having to say the right things so often. I don't think I even allow myself to process the fact that I'm not just encouraging people in a quarantine. I'm in one too. And so I think that sometimes we even forget, and we're not even allowed to sometimes be human and allow ourselves to trip for a moment, freak out for a second. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a gospel artist or whether you are, a R&B artist or anybody else, it doesn't matter. We're in a crazy world, and we are not, as Christians, we are not immune to anything. We're not numb to anything. We see the same things. We're tempted by the same things. And so, the only difference is the fact that we find our strength. We put our trust in God and the grace that he's going to give us. And so we're not living under the law, we're living under grace. And so that's the thing that we have to make sure we maintain, even if people don't give us that same love and that same respect or that same grace and that same slack. At the end of the day, I know that I personally, if you listen to the last song on my new record, it says, I needed more grace than I ever thought I would.
I like that song. I actually listened to it. That's one of my favorite songs.
Nice.
Let me ask you this, being that you are obviously a member of the Christian family, a member of the church, man, I literally just this morning saw another preacher saying that despite what's going on with COVID-19 and the pandemic, the doors to his church are going to be open. We're not going to worry about that. God is in control, things of that nature. Now, we do understand God is in control of all things, but isn't it still smart to keep your doors closed during the pandemic right now? What's your take on churches that are opening regardless?
Yeah, man, I don't feel too good about that. I understand that, people have faith, and, and they feel like, if they just declare that faith, they'll get what they want. And I think that is normally the case for a lot of us. Oh, I believe in God and I prayed, and so whatever I want to happen, he's going to make happen. And that's sometimes not the case. I personally know that between my godmother and a whole bunch of people who were at a service or at a week-long convention right at the beginning of all this quarantine stuff, they all got sick. Yeah. And, I don't feel good about, just opening doors and then, assigning God's name to it. Just doing, that's the equivalent of, hey, I'm about to put out this, I don't know, this video of me twerking and saying F God, you know what I'm saying? And God's gonna bless it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
twerk for the Lord. You can't twerk for the Lord, Jonathan.
Hey, I'm saying if he told you to do that, that's one thing. But it's another thing for you to come up with it yourself and then say, now God, work this out for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Kind of like you, instead of you aligning yourself to his desires, you're trying to align his desires to yours. And that's not how it goes. It says if you delight in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart. But that starts off with delighting in the Lord. When you delight in the Lord, that actually will change your desires. And then he'll give you the desires of your heart. And so sometimes when I see even pastors and church folks do it just like anybody else, we're all humans. We all sometimes think first, decide first, plan first, dream first, and then say, God, all right, give that to me. When in actuality, it has to be the other way around. And so when I see sometimes pastors doing this, and I don't want to say all of them, I'm sure that some of them maybe do have a word from the Lord, and I do believe God will come through. His will is absolutely his bill. But some of them, it gets scary because I know that, it feels like sometimes that they're assigning God's name to something that they decided to do for whatever their reasons are.
Jonathan, man. So I know, Jonathan, I know you're a hooper and you like to pick up the basketball and get it in once in a while. You been watching The Last Dance, bruh, and what's your thoughts on it, man?
Every week, man. I have not been good with no show, How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal, nothing, Power, nothing. But I've been on it with The Last Dance. So, man, it's amazing, bro. Like, I think I was a little too young to really remember the first three-peat, but we about to get into the next three-peat on, in these next episodes. I'm just really excited to relive all that, man. Even to see Randy Brown and Tony Kukoc, man. It's just people. I used to have the commemorative books. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all remember the books with had the collage. I don't know, and the posters and all that. It's been really amazing, man. It makes me love Chicago more. It makes me like LeBron less.
Oh, I was just about to ask you who like your Mount Rushmore of basketball. If you had to pick your Mount Rushmore of basketball, so we know who ain't gonna be on it.
No. LeBron's still on it. I gotta respect the man. I mean, he's still number 2, number 3 in the world. It's really just the fans that make me tired of him.
Like Beyonce fans,
right? And Nicki Minaj fans.
Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. See?
Yeah,
Don't say nothing.
Thank you.
Honestly, my fans can be tough sometimes, but they can be Hy-Vee sometimes. But I get it. But no, it's just that I would say MJ. I say LeBron because he did change the landscape. I think Steph changed the game, but I think LeBron changed the landscape of the game and just the whole league. Let's say that. Then you gotta put Wilt. You gotta put Wilt because he changed the game too. I mean, he gave the league a shot in the arm when he needed it, when it really needed it. And man, after that, I guess Magic.
Ooh, 2 Lakers made it and no Kobe?
No, I mean Kobe is definitely for me top 5, but I feel like what he did for the game, MJ did for the game.
Okay.
So when I think of Mount Rushmore, I'm thinking of like moments when the league kind of shifted a little bit.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's a tough list though. That's a tough list. That's tough.
I mean, Kareem is somewhere in there too. So yeah, so.
Jonathan, you were set to do the Stellar Awards this year to host it. So is there any update? I know it got canceled because of all that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, they moved it back to August, but, you know, we still, everything is, you know, fluid at this point. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen with everything in life, and, you know, when, you know, large gatherings are going to be even allowed. Maybe, you know, we'll do something creative and think of something else to do, and think of a way to do it that doesn't require too many people. But we'll see, man. I'm really excited. You know, even just at the opportunity, I was going to rock it with Corinne Hawthorne, you know, Miss Won't He Do It herself. And so it was gonna be dope. It was gonna be young. It was gonna be fly. It was gonna be different. And I still think that we have that opportunity, even if we have to kind of shift the way we normally do Stellas. I think we can still do it in a dope way.
I was going to ask you, with that being said, obviously you can't go out and tour and do shows in support of the album. So outside of doing interviews like this with media outlets, like, how are you engaging your fans?
Yeah, man, we've been doing a lot, bro. Like, you know, social media is amazing for these times. You know what I'm saying? It gets on my nerves sometimes, and I write songs like People, and, and then it becomes the best way to promote that. And so we've had a really good like just run of making this thing work. Like, we still got, you know, a #1 record. We still were able to you know, push it out to people and give them content. We have even more content coming. We have some ideas on how we're gonna do it, how we're gonna tour, whether it's a digital tour or whether as we move into being able to do some more spaces, you know, moving into the fall and the winter. We got some ideas. So we're gonna see what, you know, just like the preacher that's opened up his church too early. I don't want to just make my idea and say, God, fix it for me, make this happen. But we got some ideas, and if the Lord says the same, we still gonna have a really dynamic summer. Even if that means we gotta, you know, blow up some balloons and dress the dog in outfit. We gonna do
What
stuff.
you gotta do, Jonathan?
Hey, I
Don't let no virus stop you, okay?
You resourceful, that's all.
Listen, I'm not sure how much time we got, but I gotta ask this question for all the Christian girls who are praying every night for you to be their husband one day. They want to know, Jonathan, are you dating? Are you in a relationship? Is there a girl that you haven't revealed to the world yet?
Hey, Kendra.
Yes.
Hold on, now the unsavory ladies might want to be saved.
Okay,
They might want their brother to touch them and heal them.
I'm sipping my tea on this one.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been praying for you too, Jonathan. You know you are eligible bachelor out here. What's the update?
You know, I'm always dating. I mean, you know, I'm always, you know, open to go out on dates and whatnot. There's normally somebody that, you know, you kind of give it a shot or whatever, you know, but as far as, you know, am I anywhere on that path to get married anytime soon? Nah. And y'all won't know until I am on the altar. Like, I'm
my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you. Living my best life. Live your best life, young
That's
man.
right. You are the
Live it for the
definition.
fullest.
You are the definition of Christian mingle right now.
Live it.
Oh,
Live your life, brother.
Hey, it's tough out here, but, you know, as you get on, I wish I got all this straight before I started this, for sure.
Live your
Why
life.
you say that? You don't feel like you can meet people that want you just for you now?
No, it ain't even like that. It's just not as simple no more. Dating is not as simple. You know, it's a lot more to consider. People, all of us, including me, got a lot more baggage, you know what I'm saying, at 30 than maybe we did at 21. So, you know, I kind of wish maybe somewhere around 23 while stuff was just starting to happen, maybe I wish I could have found somebody then, but now we all old and crusty and stuck in our ways, and, you know, we've been broken up, we've been dumped too many times and rejected too many times, and, you know, people got kids and 3 jobs. It's just a different thing, man. So, you know, pray for me as I grow stronger in the Lord.
Jonathan, I want to read something to you, Jonathan. This comes from the book of Too Short, verse 11, chapter 3. It says, live your best life, young man, until you have exhausted all purpose. Then you shall tie yourself down with ball and chain. Keep living your best life, brother. Live your life.
Right.
There's some moments I'm sad.
I know.
I don't have a wife, somebody to bring all the success home to and you know, debrief the day. But I would say 80% of the time, I'm really glad that I move around freely.
There you go.
We live vicariously through you because 80% of the time we're sad. Come home, ain't no Doritos in the house. They done ate it all up. Don't nobody care about daddy. You know what I'm saying? Live your life, brother.
They told me single folks are sad and married folks are mad.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
That is. That's the book of Jay-Z.
Okay.
Jonathan, what's some last words you want to leave for everybody in Chicago that's watching us right now that's excited about your new music, man? Just some last words for the people.
Yeah, go ahead and check out the new album. It's called People. I'm really excited about how it gives us an opportunity, a soundtrack to get free while we're on lockdown. Go check it out. Go check the visual album out. Stay safe out there. You know, pursue sanity, pursue peace. You know, change your atmosphere, get the right music going every morning and every night. And when we walk out of this thing, we're going to hit the ground running.
All right.
Jonathan, I want to get a birthday shout out. Can you give me a quick birthday song? I'm not going to pay you for it. You could just, I'll pay you an appreciation.
You got it. That's all good. Kendra, you know you're my buddy. Kendra, you've actually supported so many, you know, endeavors, especially with my nonprofit, Elihu Nation. And, you know, you showed up in bold that game night, and you were very terrible at that. But you look good while you were doing it.
But I came to support you. And I've been to concerts. Yes, I have been very supportive.
You've been supportive. You've been an incredible friend. And so I really appreciate it. So this is my honor to say, okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kendra G. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Look at that.
That was dope.
That was dope. That's dope.
So good. You should be a singer.
I'm working on it. I'm thinking about that career.
Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it.
No, I love you for sure. And I appreciate all y'all, man.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us today, man. Appreciate you.
Enjoy LA for us. But we got nice weather in Chicago today.
Stay single, brother, so we can live vicariously through.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Leon, I got you. All right, bro.
All right, peace,
guys.